one of my personal favorite tracks on the F1 schedule. We are here at Azerbaijan in Baku, getting ready for round 4 of this Tier 2 season for season 17 of RPL. How is everyone doing today? Polish Hammer here as your sole commentator for today's race, and you guys are going to have to bear with me because I have not been feeling well the past couple days, and my throat is gone. So y'all are going to have to bear with me, but I will try my best to make this as entertaining and as good as it possibly can be. But you don't need me to do that because we've got some great drivers here in Tier 2 who will be able to do that for you. Looking back at last week, the race results, we raced at Monza, and it was Beatnik who got the win in the McLaren, with Mintoki in second, also in the McLaren, with the Red Bull of Torn Penguin rounding out your podium finishers, as well as SV getting fourth place in the Williams and Alan J in the Red Bull rounding out your top 5. Looking at the driver standings today, we've got Beatnik currently with a 16-point gap, if you will, over Night Owl in the Ferrari. Mintoki sitting P3 with 45 points, tied for second actually with Night Owl, with Reese Dainty and Fusion rounding out your top 5 there. Constructor standings, you've got McLaren currently in the lead with 95 points, with Ferrari close behind with 87. Mercedes sitting P3 with Haas and Red Bull rounding out the top 5 there. I don't believe we have any quali bans to be aware of today, as far as I am aware. If there are any, I will have to I'll have to take a look, but I don't think we have any quali bans today for Tier 2. I do know last week that Bar 2 did get a decent amount of penalties for Tier 2, but I don't think he got enough for a quali ban. Even if that is the case, I don't think he is here tonight, so it will not matter. So yes, no penalties for Tier 2 this week. I did just take a look. No penalties for Tier 2 this week, so no quali bans, no race bans. Everyone is okay, and we've already got something going on here. Jordan and Invade already DSQ'd from the session. I wonder what possibly gonna happen there. I wasn't following either of them. I can only guess Invade maybe parked it on pit road entry, maybe hit a wall, and Jordan got stuck behind him, so they both got DSQ'd. I don't know. I'll have to keep out in chat to see what the hell happened. Oh, there we go. Invade said my controller disconnected on exit and he got stuck. So there you go. And yeah, Jordan did get stuck behind him. So yeah, that is what happened. But we're starting laps already. We're going to have Zakaria, the first one on a lap in the Red Bull. And we're going to have Josh right behind him in the Sauber with one of the Williams. I do believe that is Tinbed, the Tier 3 driver. Got a Tier 3 podium yesterday also at Baku, sitting with the McLaren. He is on a lap, as well as Lennon in the Haas. A couple more people on outlaps. Fusion, Maestro, Maxwell. Last week's winner, Beatnik, also on a lap. Or on an outlap, Mintoki, podium sitter for last week. Let's take a ride on board with Zakaria here in the Red Bull. About to go through the very tricky castle section here. Just hear him locking those brakes up. Those tires are squealing. Here he goes to the castle section. Takes it pretty well for the most part. That's a place where, that corner right there is a place where it's easy to invalidate. Fusion on a lap. Tinbed, Josh. Tinbed going through the castle section. Lennon also going through the castle section. Lennon had a decent run a couple weeks ago in this Haas. I'm trying to remember exactly where it was. I do believe it was Silverstone Reverse, or it was either Silverstone Reverse or Monza. He had a really good run in the Haas. He did finish P7 at Monza, but coming across the line now is Zakaria. He's going to put the benchmark here for Red Bull, and it's going to be a 39.5 flat. So there's the benchmark for right now. We're going to have Josh in the Sauber here. Throw it in hot lap, use all that deploy. Cross the line, a 140.2, and then Tim Bed right behind him with a 40.8. Lennon going to come across the line. He puts it third fastest with a 40.381. We have an Alpine currently coming to start his qualifying lap. That is Blonde coming to start his qualifying lap here. Here comes one of the McLarens. About to finish his qualifying lap. That is ERN Maxwell G. McLaren, the fastest car in the game. Can they go P1? Yes, he can. A 139.1. He's going to have his teammate right behind him. A 139.0. So Fusion puts it fastest. Maestro finished up his lap. Tadpole goes right behind his teammate in P7. And who was that just went? Beatnik. Beatnik just finished his lap. Throws it in P4. We've got Mintoki coming across the line. A 39.4, so splits. So now that Red Bull Zakaria has now split the Mercedes. Night Owl goes P3 now. Reese Dainty in the Ferrari, starting his qualifying lap, his first qualifying lap. Only person that has not come out for a qualifying lap so far is King. Oh, I heard that. Blonde smacked the wall a little bit there. Ooh, take a look at this. I can see it on the screen. Look at Night Owl giving a big toe to his teammate Reese Dainty here on his qualifying lap. And he will boot out of the way. That's going to be a nice little gain for Reese Dainty there. Josh coming into pits. Lennon also coming into pits. Blonde going to finish his qualifying lap, his first qualifying lap for Alpine. He puts it a respectable P6 in front of last week's winner, Beatnik. Very respectable for that Alpine. Not the best driver on the, not the best car on the grid. So to put a P7 is definitely a good thing. Good for him. Reese Dainty coming through the castle section in the Ferrari. His teammate put it P3. Gonna see, can he better his teammate, Night Owl. But before that, we're gonna have Shanghai. Looks like he backed out of his lap, so he's not gonna. I don't believe he's gonna finish this lap. He's probably gonna go into the pits. Beatnik and Mintoki both into the pits. And King does come out on his out lap now. Shanghai will finish that lap, a 147.4, so definitely something happened on that lap that we did not see on stream. Reese Dainty in the Ferrari, using all that ERS he could possibly use, comes across the line, and he puts it P1, about 0.2, a little over 0.2 faster than the McLaren of Fusion. Great lap there for Reese Dainty. I do believe Shanghai did start another lap. Yes, he did. So clearly Sector 1 was not the issue. He's only 800ths up. So we're going to see where the issue was for Shanghai. Maybe it was the castle section. That seems to be one of the more trickier parts of this track. As I'm trying to see, I don't believe we have anyone else on a lap right now, so we'll stick with Shanghai. Zakaria and King both on out laps. King about to start his lap. Zakaria is going to be right behind him, and I believe the Recar might get a bit of a tow from this Red Bull. Maybe not. No, he's a little too far away. This is definitely going to be a better lap from Shanghai. As soon as Shanghai's done with this lap, we'll go take a look at King, who is starting his first qualifying lap. Shanghai dumps the ERS. He's definitely going to be better than his 147. 140.666. Yikes. King in the other Alpine starting his lap. Actually, already on his lap, if you will. Zakaria also on a lap in that Red Bull. He's got some lap traffic to deal with. He's got a McLaren in front of him, giving him lots of dirty air. Does the McLaren get out of the way? I don't know who that is. It's Fusion. Eventually, Fusion's got to get out of the way of this Red Bull. If I'm Zakaria, I'm a little pissed right now. He is 2/10 up, as he just invalidated, so I shouldn't have said anything. Where is King? King. The only person not to set a lap besides the two disqualified idiots in the back, because Invade can't get his fucking wheel or his controller, whatever the hell he's using, he can't get it set straight. And I hope Invade's listening to this. You gotta get a you gotta stop. Invade has had more disconnect problems than anyone I've ever seen in F1 history. We had that whole thing with Abu Dhabi last season in Tier 3. Got him a race ban, and a quality ban for that matter. King gonna come across the line here. He's gonna put it at a 140.6. He's gonna put it P12. So everyone's set a lap. Zakaria, as we said, invalidated, so he backed out. Josh is on a lap right now, going through turn 2. Trying to see who else is on a lap. Lennon is starting one, right behind the McLaren of Fusion. And I mean right behind him. Lennon, King, as we said, already finished that lap. Shanghai is back out on track. Timbed is up 4/10 currently. So this could be a decent lap from Timbed right here. Trying to look. Blonde. About to start a lap. So first person going to come across the line in the second string of runs is Timbed. Gonna see he was up 4/10 through the second sector split. He's got a little bit of ERS to play with, maybe not as much as he'd like to as much as he'd like to have, but we're gonna see. It is gonna be a decent time here. It's gonna be a sub 140. He puts that Williams P8. Decent lap there from Timbed. Next person coming across the line is gonna be the Aston of Maestro. And then he's got the Sauber of Josh right behind him. Josh currently up 4/10 in that Sauber. Absolutely flying right now in that Sauber. And he's going to have a tow here from this Aston. The Aston puts it P10. Josh is going to put it P8. Great lap from the Sauber. The Sauber is a truck. And he is doing what he can with it. Fusion. Is this going to be a pole lap from Fusion? It will not be. He didn't even improve. He was down 400ths. I missed the Haas of Lennon. He improved by 3/10, so he is still sitting P10. Mintoki improves by 3/10. She's up to P4. Beatnik up by 4/10. He's still sitting P8. As I do believe that's the last. So we got Blonde as well, but he has invalidated, so he is backed out. Tadpole, someone we haven't talked about much yet. Currently on his lap. God, you get so close to that wall, you can actually hear it being hit. And it's just faster to it's low key faster to hit the wall on that turn. It's just how it is. Tadpole currently up 6/10 right now. This would be good enough for P10 if he keeps it. Might get a little bit of a tow from that Williams. He's got a decent amount of ERS to play with here. Tadpole comes across the line, puts it a respectable P10. There's a Red Bull behind him. That is Zakaria, and he put down a 139.5. I do believe he is starting a lap. I do believe. Yes, he is on a lap. Okay. We are going to get Ryan Searles in here as a little bit of a co-com for a bit. I'm sorry, Ryan. I know I just saw that. Invite failed. Okay. Ryan Ocon wants to join. Yes, Ryan, and then invite to party. Does it want to work this time? Okay, I think we got that sorted out. Trying to see who else is on a lap right now. Night Owl is starting a lap. Zakaria is currently 2/10 up. That'd be good enough to jump Night Owl into P5. Tadpole already finished his lap, so it's just Zakaria and Night Owl on laps right now. Night Owl through the first sector split. We're going to see how much he's up by. His teammate currently P1 with 38.7. How much is Night Owl up by in the first sector? It's going to be 600ths. Zakaria is now up by 4/10, and he has a decent amount of ERS to play with for this final straightaway. Can he get that thing up into the top 3? Oh, just barely misses out by 100th of a second. But a respectable P4 for Zakaria. Night Owl, the only other person on a lap. Actually, scratch that. Reese Dainty, the current pole sitter, starting a lap. This might be his final lap of the session because I don't think he's going to have enough time to get back around. As I don't understand why Ryan has not joined this party yet. I have invited him 3 separate times. Surely he's going to join now. No, I'm not joining your party. Join mine. If you... No, you're going to join my party or you're not getting in the booth. I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm putting my foot down. Jesus, Night Owl. Could not have gotten any closer to that wall. He backed out of the lap. He wants to get another lap in. Reese Dainty, Shanghai, currently on a lap. It just said he was up 6. It just said he was up 6 seconds. That would be a lap and a half. Zakaria currently not on a lap, I don't believe. I think he's going to be done. He's not going to have enough time to get back around. This is definitely going to be Reese Dainty's final lap, because I don't believe he has enough fuel for another one. As you can see, everyone out on outlaps putting those final laps in. Reese Dainty coming across the line. This is going to be the benchmark for everyone. 138.2. What a fantastic lap from Reese Dainty. Invite party. Ryan, I have sent you 4 invites. Get your shit together. Night Owl's done. He's currently sitting P6. He's done with this qualifying session. Maxwell, Fusion, Mintoki, Blonde, Beatnik, Josh, Tadpole, Timbed, Lennon, Maestro. Ian currently on a lap. He's up by 2/10, so not enough to improve his position yet. Zakaria, P4. He is done with his lap. Tugra, who we have not seen yet today. Union, who we have not seen yet today. Both on their one and only qualifying runs. They got into the lobby a little late. So here we go. The first person going to start his lap. Maestro in that Aston Martin. As we've got a big kerfuffle of cars. Lennon's in the middle of that. Josh. I see both the McLarens in this. Everyone trying to give enough space. As we have an Alpine stopped on the track. I think he's just trying to let everyone by. As good from the Alpine. King, who did put it P13. I missed the end of that lap. But King did put it P13. So good on King being able to let everyone by. So yeah, Reese is done with his lap. That's going to be it for him. As Blonde is up by 2/10 right now. Mitoki's up by 3/10. I'm trying to see who else. Beatnik also... I believe he has not hit the sector split yet, so we'll see. Josh up by 18 thousandths. Tadpole up by 6/10. No, sorry, that is a glitch. Blonde up by 5/10. This could be enough to put Blonde in provisional P3 right now. And Ryan has left the session. I have tried to get him in here 4 separate times. I don't know what to tell you. I'm in the middle of this. Mitoki. Blonde up by 5/10. Blonde finishing his lap right now. Timbed is done. Blonde puts it P3 in the Alpine. What a great freaking lap from him. A 1/10 improvement for Timbed, currently sitting P10. Mintoki only up by 46 thousandths. That would not be enough to improve any position. Beatnik up by 2/10. He would jump Night Owl as it stands. Josh down by a second. He's going to be done with this qualifying session, I do believe. Tadpole up by 2/10. Lennon up by 4. So here we go. We got people coming across the line. Mintoki going to put it. She does improve by 20 thousandths. That's going to put it P6. Josh does not improve. The McLaren of Lero Fusion does improve by 3/10, but not enough. Beatnik improves. He's up to 7th. Maxwell up by 2/10. He does not improve his position. We've got a couple more coming across the line. Tadpole improves to P10. The Alpine of King going into the pits. And that is it. That is it for qualifying. Reese Dainty, your pole sitter, by 4/10 over Fusion. Maxwell in the McLaren, P3. How about Blonde in the Alpine? Sticks at P4. Zakaria, P5 in the Red Bull. Mintoki and Beatnik, 6 and 7 for Mercedes. Night Owl, 8. And both the Haas's sticking it in the top 10. Well done to Lennon and Tadpole. Josh sticking that Sauber P11. Timbed, 12th for Williams. The other Alpine of King in 13th. Maestro puts it P14. Both V-Carbs, 15, 16. Union puts it P17 for Williams, and then we had Invade and Jordan both get DSQ'd. Were you, like, not getting my invites or something? I gave you 4. Literally 4. I don't know. I give up. Well, why would that not be an option? Who turned that off? Yeah, who turned off include party audio? Why?
No.
Who would do that? Why did they do that?
I don't know. But hey, the all-time pollster's back on top.
Reese Dainty.
Yes.
In the Ferrari.
Good effort from the Haas boys, too. I think they just snuck in top 10, if I saw that correctly.
Yep, both of them sit in top 10 right now. Josh in the Sauber throws at P11.
Thankfully, unlike Monza last week, we have a short run to turn 1 this time, so no one has to worry about any turn 1 eruption like last week. That was...
I wouldn't be so sure.
I don't know. I think if it's going to come, it's going to be turn 2 or turn 3. I'm going to look on Reese's stream to see when we ready up. But one thing I will say, I know I'm echoing, sorry about that. One thing,
you're going to have to fix that.
yeah, because I have it on my phone because this computer sucks.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to mention, though, it seems like this track has suited McLaren because yesterday in Tier 3, Timbet and Biscuit were both up there. Now Maxwell and Fusion are both up there, so this is interesting.
This is a good track for McLaren, and I do believe this is one of the better tracks for Ferrari, too. You know, Ferrari's got that great straight line speed, as we do see with Reese Dainty throwing it on pole by 4/10, too. That was a big gap. That wasn't he wasn't slouching. That was a 4/10 gap between first and second. That's, you know, if this was F1 24, that wouldn't mean anything, but it might mean
someone's
something
a little
here.
fired up from Silverstone and trying to get redemption, but we have a timer counting down. So
we do have the timer counting down.
Also,
all right, here we go. 3, 4, 5 red lights here in Baku. As
jump
we
start.
are off and
Jump
away
start.
we go.
Jump start.
Jump start from 2 of the Mintoki and Zakaria. Zakaria goes around. He is going backwards on the track. Zakaria jumps the start and he is around. What a disastrous start for the Red Bull. Mintoki also jumped the start as well.
Zakaria just
So
got
looking back at
a turn.
Oh my God, that was insane. Reese Dainty already out to a 5/10 gap. Both the McLarens, the Alpine, not really much moving between the top. We've got moves in the back. We've got V-Carbs and Alpine side by side. We've got Haas's and Williams side by side. Look at
Josh
this.
is up 4 places for Sauber. He's up to P7. Can we see another master
in P7
class from him?
What a guy! What an absolute masterclass from Josh. We'd love to see that.
Maestro
man.
touched. Remember, it's Maestro's return. Jordan in a top car again. He's about to get hit. Oh!
Two grand. Oh, the other Red Bull goes around. Jordan And that just caused a huge stack up in the back.
No, there's
We've got people going side by side through Castle.
Invade Union.
Union and Invade just... Oh, and the Union almost loops it around. I can't even attempt to try and get everyone. I'm going to go back to the front. Reese Dainty, 5/10.
No.
Oh, what just happened?
Jordan just got turned again.
Oh, what an absolute night to remember, to forget for Red Bull.
I think he's got rear-wing damage with the way he's sliding around, but I'm going to tell you what, Polish, Reese Dainty down this straight is getting hunted down by a former rival of his in Tier 1. That's here in Max.
Here we go. Oh, he thought about it. He thought about it.
Serves the drive-through.
How pissed off do you think Mentoki is right now?
I don't know who jumped first, and I'm going to check the race director. Max almost hit Reese. I think whoever jumped first made the other one react, and it was not that good.
Yeah,
I'd be
pissed.
who did it first. Yep. Yeah.
Oh, we've got a call. Oh, Invade off. Way off.
That is very weird.
I'm going to guess. Oh, and he almost put it in the wall.
Yesterday we saw a lot of VSCs for stuff like this. So, no VSC. But, you know, that's easy to trigger a safety car, sorry, a VSC here. This game compared to a regular safety car.
You look at the position changes, almost everyone's gained places because Mentoki's lost 11, Zakaria's lost 14 places.
Axel got ahead of Fusion there. Blonde's just off the podium. You know, it's definitely making you think. Reese Dainty, although he had that magical qualifying and that big gap, it's not so safe for him here in the race. Maxwell, remember, until a few weeks ago, he didn't even have a point in RPL for almost a full year. And his last points finish was back in Tier 1 Monza, the first season of the Tier 1 game cycle, last game cycle. And you'd have to go all the way back to Season 7 Japan at the first Tier 1 season on the F122 game cycle for his last win. So Reese is hungry to prove a point from Silverstone with what happened. Maxwell's hungry to get back to the top. And I'll tell you what, both McLarens are doing a hell of a lot better job than they were previous weeks. We're going to see a move here soon.
Yeah, I think Maxwell's going to go for it.
215!
Yeah, 215 is absolutely ludicrous as he goes by Reese Dainty. That is absolutely ludicrous speeds. He must be sitting on 0-0 wing. Union does get by Shanghai. Jordan's in the pits, so might have some wing damage he needs to get, and he retired it.
I think
he's done with it.
If he has rear wing damage, he needs to tell the admin team immediately, or else he is going to be subject to a penalty. And I'm sure he'll be wanting to penalize some others with the incidents he was in at the start.
And Jordan is typing in Tier 2 chat. I would love to see what this says. I cannot wait. He says, "Yee, fuck this shit. My dumbass forgot about that rule," and Invade's out too. So that's our second. That's our second DNF already.
I
respectfully, how did Invade get behind Mentoki and Zakaria after they both serve drive-thrus? I don't know.
I'll tell you what.
We've got a big
Invade who's learning no traction Polish. It's a tough track for it.
Oh, absolutely. This is like one of the worst tracks for no traction, but this is also a really bad track to lose DRS, and that's what Fusion has done to Reese Dainty. The top two, in a league of their own right now. Top three even, because Blonde is 2.3 seconds back from Fusion.
I'll tell you what, though. Oh, did we have a moment there on the corner? It looked like we did. I think someone just lost some time. Was that Josh? Someone in that area.
I don't know. I think someone might have tapped the wall, but I didn't see.
Someone had a snap. But I'll tell you what, though. If what we saw in Silverstone Reverse with Max G being able to do medium soft here, I'm not saying that's going to happen here. It's easy, medium, hard here. But there should be no management.
Let's see how fast this Ferrari gets. He's not even using the ERS, and he's up to 213 miles an hour. That's insanity.
That is insane. I'll tell you what, though. It's going to make for a good drag race at the end. And Lennon gets Josh. And Maxwell will slide into turn 1, Polish. It's put him vulnerable to Reese Dainty. Here we go to turn 3 now.
Reese Dainty looking. Is he going to try a move here going into turn 3? He is not. He's going to stick behind Maxwell.
Pimbed got full where he's got no DRS. Good runs for these guys, 7th through 10th. They took advantage of Zakaria, Jordan, and Mentoki, all three top cars having issues.
Look at these like smaller teams in the points. We've got a Sauber, we've got a Williams, we've got an Alpine sitting P4. We've got both Haas's in the points right now.
Yeah, if you want to make a terrible pun joke, here for the night. I think we got to look at P11. I think it's the driver on his debut, Yavu's Tugra 34. He's watching all these guys and himself tug these cars to places it shouldn't be.
Oh God.
Yeah. I mean, just think about as well.
Killed me.
I know. But think about P12 here, maybe, and P12. You know, he did a Tier 3 race yesterday in the Mercedes. It's still not bad for him. In the Mercedes, he was struggling compared to his teammate, and right now, he's in a good position as he has a big tank slapper there. I mean, it sucks it's being overshadowed by Blonde, though.
Yeah. After a possible move, Reese Dainty's on the button. He's going for it.
So let's
I want to see how
what he
fast.
reaches
I
this
want to
time,
see
yeah.
how fast this car goes.
2:16 last time. We're up to 2:19.
2:20. There we go. That's what we're talking about.
We saw speeds like this as he's almost not clear. Oh, a little contact. Beatnik, it's Blonde. I was going to say, last time we saw speeds like those, Polish, was at the end of the Las Vegas Grand Prix in our first run in Tier 2, then in Season 9, where the two Ferraris were going over 220 on the last lap. I got to imagine, if we get full ERS batteries on that last lap, and you look at the wings on these guys, I'm really wondering, do we see that reached again?
Oh, please, Lord, give me a late safety car. I would do disgraceful things for a
Not
late
even
safety
just
car.
a late safety car, just keep Maxwell and Reese close. This has been so entertaining because you still have Reese to use the mediums later on.
I know she's in the back, but like now that we're kind of settled down a bit, Mintoki has already caught this back half of the pack. She's got some real good speed. So it's a shame she had that drive-through.
It reminds me of Resilience yesterday. Resilience in the Ferrari got the call up there to replace Possessio, not there, and he couldn't really show his pace because he got in a collision with Mythic, got put back there, and this is the same for Mintoki. We could see Mintoki at a Beatnik by now. I mean, Beatnik was saying this is one of the tracks he's struggling at. He's running fourth at a track he's struggling at in a car that is second to fourth fastest. For Mintoki right now back here, you gotta wonder where she would be at if it weren't for the drive-through. Maybe she's had a fusion right now in between both McLarens. It's only a what-if story for her, but I'll tell you right now, this kind of situation affects the championship so much. Last week, lap 1, they were both McLarens, Mintoki and Beatnik, filling in for two McLaren teammates that weren't there, Monza, and it was Beatnik the one not involved in the lap 1 chaos, but Mintoki the teammate was. And just for reference, we talked about it yesterday in Tier 3 Polish, 9/10 back the straight, 2 leaders were, and there was almost an overtake, 4/10 after Max was almost out of DRS, and Tadpole gets Josh.
Look at Timbed. Timbed wants P9.
Oh, leaning on each other
that
too.
That is close.
So tight.
Jesus.
Tight there. Timbed and Hards.
Oh my God.
He's
Timbed,
really trying
side by side.
He's really trying to squeeze.
We got beef.
We do. I think Josh lost traction after being pinched right there. But Josh is down to P10 after having such an amazing start. Up in P7, now down in P10.
Also, while that happened, Mintoki gets her first overtake on Shanghai. Back up to P15 after that drive-through at the start. And look who has gapped Maxwell. Reese Dainty up by over a second.
Yeah, but I've got to think because of where Maxwell was able to gain, Maxwell's maybe better in this section. Maxwell's got a lot more battery than Reese, too. Reese is trying to keep him out of DRS. Max is trying to get back in it. You know, I'm going to bring up something from a different league here. You probably saw my incident in Driveline at Baku Wednesday night, I'm going to guess, with the Red Bull.
I did not.
You got to see it. Okay, so it was down at turn 4. And I tried making a move, which was late in the brakes, and I think I sent it to Will because Will commented on it, and he said, "Oh, before I had an apex, no penalty." Well, I got a 5-second because I made a risky dive bump, and it didn't really pay off because the car next to me kind of hooked me. So what I was going to mention about Josh and Timbed is that's exactly what I wanted to do because I think these guys want to do the same. Oh, Timbed hits the wall there. I was just going to say, and he's out of DRS, I think too. But I wanted to do exactly what Timbed and Josh should do each other because the thing is, they know track position is so important. You're going to see if they make moves in the corners. This is a great DRS pass, though. You're going to see if they make moves in the corners, a lot of pinching and squeeze. Timbed got so close. I was going to say that you're going to see a lot of squeezing and pinching just because besides the first sector and basically the last sector, you look at sector 2, you can easily make someone lose traction, lose something, whatever it was, just like Josh did because of the dirty air. And if you squeeze somebody the right way, especially in these tricky traction zones, it's exactly what that does, and I think that's why why you see Reese trying to put Maxwell out of DRS right here already.
Yeah.
Just because
I mean, it works.
we get in a position where if Reese makes a mistake later on, and he's on these better tires later on, and he can't get to the end, he has a sizable gap to do so. I mean, we had a race, me and you, in the wet at China, where I was able to pull a gap when the pit stops happened, and I didn't have the pace in the dry, and you caught me by 3 seconds at the end. But because the gap was there, you can manage more because that. If Reese somehow, when he pits later on these mediums, has a struggle makes the end, and we've seen Max actually do really good with the tire management in this game so far, Reese is in a better spot because of the gap now. But is he killing his tires doing so is what I wonder now.
I'm not sure. I mean, we do have about an even split. We got, what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers on the mediums, 12. Or, sorry, I guess it would be 10 on the hards now since 2 of them did
The pit, right?
DNF. So
Oh,
we're
they
going to
might,
see those hards. They might already be coming into play because we're already seeing, like, Maxwell has lost a decent amount. Night Owl's still in this little train back here with Blonde and Beatnik, and Lennon's also back here. What happened? I don't know, dude. I swear this was not.
Finbad's using the battery,
Finbad.
Josh. Just 2. Here we go. I think we're gonna see something, maybe.
No, we're not yet.
I think we're gonna see something in turn 3. I think Tadpole has to use battery here just to protect Josh.
Yeah, Josh has not been very good into turn 3. He keeps losing traction out of the corner, and he actually doesn't that time.
Yeah.
Dude, Tadpole has such a better drive off than Josh does. There's just nothing Josh can do to get to Tadpoles.
We have see the racing line.
We have a move in the back. We got a double move in the back. Union loses 2 places to Maestro and Mintoki.
Finbad got away with just barely tapping Josh right there. I don't know how he didn't hit him again, but
I don't know.
It's cost some time to Tadpole. And remember, Maestro used to race with this Aston team as well. There's a little beef when he left the league originally, the first time with Mintoki. So I'm sure that's in consideration right here. Not going to play nice to Mintoki. I gotta give her a lot of credit because she has recovered with this drive-through. I mean, a regular pit stop, what, 20 seconds? And she was hindered probably 17 seconds, maybe?
Yeah, she should be up to about the points by the time these pit stops roll around because she's
scary.
only about, yeah.
Maestro's on.
She's probably got the pace to match these guys in the top 3. Fusion's got.
Sorry,
I was gonna say Fusion got DRS on Maxwell.
I don't think he's
gonna go for a move just yet.
There you go.
Oh, Maxwell goes in.
He almost hit the pit wall too. Gotta be
Jesus.
Wow. You gotta be very careful under the white lines. We've seen drivers lose races because of it here.
Took out the sign too.
Finbad gets Josh. Josh had no DRS, so vulnerable for the Sauber. Union, Maestro, Mintoki. We're seeing a swap now.
Look at this little battle right here. Maestro lost 2 places to Mintoki in Union now.
Maxwell got away with that. Maxwell comes out just out of Academy teammate Finbad. Tadpole though.
Now here's a question. I don't think it doesn't really matter because Union's not gonna have the run. I was gonna say, does Union try for a move on Mintoki, but it did not happen. He did lose a place to Maestro though as well.
I was just gonna say Maestro on loan, by the way. Just remember that.
Okay, yeah, and then Zakaria, you can kind of see Zakaria in the background, ever so slightly catching up to those guys. Not as fast as Mintoki, obviously.
And that's kind of what sucks for him because he can make as much of a recovery, but it's just more of a quiet race because of that. And here comes Maxwell. Maxwell on Tadpole.
Maxwell on Tadpole, maybe? Ooh. Side by side. What a great move, Maxwell.
Put the space to him, made him back out. So does this trigger anyone else like Night Owl?
I think...
I don't know, mediums,
because
I feel like... Still can make it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Maxwell went pretty early, but I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what the strategy is for here. I know the mediums die off
hard.
So fucking hard in this game. It's ridiculous. But
I think this is the track where you can hit like a lap 8, lap 9, and go to the end on hards. I think if anyone's gonna do it on tire management, I think it's Maxwell. I don't know if Night Owl has tire management to go now, but I would go the lap after if I'm on guy medias. Especially if I'm Josh though, I might go now just because of how much he's been struggling. We're gonna find out this time.
We're gonna see. I think Tadpole's coming in.
Josh is coming in, I think.
Josh is definitely. Tadpole's not, but Josh is definitely coming in.
Like I said, you just gotta slow it down to keep in the white lines.
Tugra and King also come in. So Mintoki back to the points.
Yep. And she's only 3 seconds away from DRS too. Not bad. Not bad recovery. Still
No.
looking at something to salvage. And Tim Bad with Tadpole again. What is it with Tim Bad and these Ferrari Academy drivers battling it out again?
I'm not sure, but Timbed makes the move on Tadpole. Up to P8.
Polish, remember, if something happens to Maxwell, Fusion, and Reese, this battle with Beatnik, Blonde, Night Owl, and even Lennon right now is having an amazing run. And we're not talking about enough. This is all for a podium later in the race if something happens. And
Yeah, we do have a decent battle for the podium here. Beatnik, Blonde, Night Owl, Lennon, Maxwell will be up there eventually.
Now, I tell you what, though, you look at the drivers on mediums in this current stage, and you say to yourself, when do you plan to pit? Yesterday, for me, I mean, I'm looking at Tadpole because I was in Haas. Yesterday was lap 10, and that's when I pitted. And it worked out just fine going medium hard. You could easily get to the end on those hards pitting now, and even when Maxwell did. But just keep in mind, there's a lot of rear locking around this track. That tends to happen, so you got to keep in mind about not necessarily getting to the end, but adjusting your brake bias or anything within your setup that you can, even differential as you go. Something to keep an eye on, especially in dirty air, adapting these battles, adapting to anything different. And Tadpole, I think, is eyeing a signal to come in.
Yeah, Tadpole's coming in. Maestro, last one on mediums. He not coming in? No, so him and Night Owl, the only ones on mediums still. I think you could stretch it out to about lap 12, but that's probably the longest I'd go.
I agree.
Personally.
I don't think you can go after that. I don't.
No,
but I'll tell you right
don't think it's worth
now, and so keep an eye out on Polish. Maxwell's gap to Reese, 17.5 seconds. Remember, Reese will be on the mediums later.
This is very true. We're going to see. I think Maxwell with the nice undercut he's going to get here, I wouldn't be surprised if he's back in DRS of Reese. If not, maybe jumps him. It depends on how consistent Reese's pace is right now, and it's been pretty decent. He's kind of keeping the same gap between him and Fusion around like that 3-4 second mark. So
the undercut yesterday was just insane, and it always has been here, I feel like. But this game, it's a lot more telling. What was the gap I said Maxwell had? 17.5. Let's see what it is now.
I don't know.
16.7. So yeah, he's already gained seconds. So I think your point is very relevant, Polish, that Maxwell in these pit stops, whenever Reese does pit later on, again, said what, 12 laps, so we're seeing lap 14 probably be a possibility for Reese and the others. I think we're looking at Maxwell taking the lead in this race, but having to play defense
Night Owl's
now.
definitely going to come in here. Night Owl's lost way too much time to these guys in front. He's definitely coming in. Yep, Night Owl's coming in. Maestro should be in right behind him, I would think.
Smart stuff from the Ferrari Academy drivers, keeping them on the white lines. I mean, they're kind of cutting it close here once they get into the pits, but you got to keep it on the full straight. And obviously,
I'm sure. Don't even start with me. I'm sure somebody is eyeing the stream right now, looking for anyone going cutting the white line. Guarantee it.
I mean, I don't sit in here just like some of these guys do tier 3 just to be on stream and then submit it.
I know.
But Zakaria,
I'm not saying anything.
Does get Maestro, and I want to tell you one good thing, Polish. Zakaria and Mintoki, who jump started, the only good thing for that is that if a safety car happened, they're a good spot because they start on hards.
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't really seen much. We haven't seen much since the first lap. Obviously, we had Nate and Jordan both.
I need you to switch to Lennon and Maxwell because the defense is coming right now. Lennon is catching him off majorly. Look at this. This is just hindering Maxwell and his tires, but he's at least saving battery here. Holy tires too.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, well, Lennon's actually doing a very good job at keeping Maxwell at bay, and this is going to help out his academy teammate.
Difference is this lap to last lap, the gap is only going up 0.3. Now it's gone down a tenth compared to where it was last lap. The previous lap to the last lap from that was about a 7/10 gain for Maxwell, so he's not really gained anything here this lap in terms of trying to catch Reese Dainty in that battle. So it's really hindering him. And look at the detection point right there. Lennon did not get DRS. Maxwell did. Game over.
Yeah, I mean, Maxwell was stuck behind Lennon for a decent, I don't know, 5, 6 corners, so definitely lost a decent amount of time to Reese, who has pulled out a 4.6-second lead over Fusion, who was 8 seconds ahead of Beatnik. So the top two pretty much no contest right now, but the podium definitely still within reach for Blonde and Beatnik as we have Maestro finally going into pits.
Yeah, I don't know if he's kept it in the white lines there or not, but I'll tell you right now, he
I
almost
wasn't
lost
watching.
it like Maxwell did during
I
the
wasn't watching.
during the pit entry. Yeah, no, I don't blame you. But I'll say this: there's definitely likelihood for a VSC around this track compared to a normal safety car. We haven't really seen the chaos erupt yet as Fusion just clipped here at Castle barely. Got away with it though. And I think right now we're looking at a race unfolding where if there is a VSC, obviously that plays into the hands of Reese, Fusion, Beatnik, Blonde, and even guys like Mentoki and girls like Mentoki and Zakaria. But I'll say this: a small VSC, even in a race that hasn't had much chaos, can still help those who have not pitted. And the VSC doesn't help much as a normal safety car would, but it still would help immensely. And Reese is really on no better right now. I mean, in the lead, he's on his own, which is good. But when it comes to pit stops, he's going to need that when catching
Here
Maxwell.
comes Maxwell on
Yeah.
Blonde. Blonde's going to let him go.
Phoenix and Academy
Easy
teammate
enough for
too.
Maxwell.
I
Yep,
expect the
Academy
same.
teammates. Yep. I'm
That's
sure
the spot.
Maxwell will probably be let go on this next straightaway.
Wow.
DRS, just let him
Wow,
go.
wow, wow. That lap alone, Maxwell gained 2 seconds on Reese.
Yeah, but Reese has not. I'm sure Reese isn't going to go in for another, I'd say, about maybe like 2 or 3 laps. So he's going to
Zakaria's
have
in though.
such a tire advantage over, yep, Zakaria, the first of the hard runners to come in.
Trigger some, I'm sure, around him, even though none of them are really racing him except for Shanghai and Maestro. I'll say this about Maxwell. We know Maxwell's gonna have the lead when everything cycles out. Reese will have the better tires, but if Maxwell creates himself enough of a gap to defend on Reese and saves his tires, that's not terrible though. And that's what I'm looking at. That's why with everything going on with Maxwell, it's so important for him to manage everything the way he does. He has not won in 3 game cycles. We're talking about a guy who fell off the face of the earth and then came back for Tier 1 last game cycle actually. Oh, trouble.
Oh, yep, trouble. It is Zakaria.
That's a broken front wing. Is that a VSC or not? No, it doesn't look to be.
Don't
But he
believe
does
so.
have
It
damage
would've
on
been
that
a
Red Bull.
VSC by now.
So, I mean, Reese will be looking at that, of course, but I think to Maxwell right now, who came back to Tier 1 last season, and they offered him at Ferrari Academy to go down to Tier 2. He said no. Then when he was offered a contract for next game, which is this game now, from McLaren/Mercedes Academy now, he did decide to drop down to Tier 2 to regain that confidence. So we look at Maxwell, who has gained now 7/10 on reset lap. Not as much, but still a hefty amount. And I look at that and I say, we're looking at a Maxwell versus Reese battle. I don't know if we're living in F125, but we're maybe living in Season 5 of F1 of RPL as Night Owl gets P8. It's just a flashback to the past, Paulus, don't you think?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. I'm trying to look. You know, this is actually weird. We don't have. Well, as I say that, King just got by Uvaz, who does go into pit. We don't. I don't think we have a single DRS train right now.
No.
Timbed's the only person that has DRS on this entire track right now.
And it feels so weird as well because besides what happened to Zakaria as the V-Car goes on softs,
yeah.
Besides what happened to Zakaria, who's now in the pits, and even Mentoki on the start too, we've really not had many things go wrong. We had Envid go off, but not in the wall. I think he was just trying to avoid hitting the wall right there. But we've not had our usual Baku chaos. It's been a quiet Baku race. And I think right now, Polish, this is the calm before the storm because we know Reese and Fusion both still have to pit. Maxwell's brought the gap down even more. So Reese is not going to have a lot of laps left here on the mediums to really chase down Maxwell. It looks like Reese is coming in this time. So game on, maybe. It will be 10 seconds, I think, when he comes out. I'm going to guess that. Reese makes sure to stay in the white lines. He knows penalty is possible.
Let's see
Fusion
what the
too.
gap is. Fusion comes into, and Maxwell's going to go ahead and pass both of them, and that's going to be a
Yellow.
gap and a half.
Zakaria again. Same corner. On mediums.
So here we go. Let's see the gap, because I'm curious.
Lennon, who's not pitted yet, is going to come out in front of Fusion.
7 seconds.
So
Yeah.
Night Owl's just undercut Beatnik and Blonde majorly. Do you think Lennon's in here to help Night Owl catch up to Fusion? Is that the goal right now for Lennon? I know he's running in a good spot and hasn't pitted yet. Still could come out, what, 7th or 8th maybe?
Yeah, give or take. I mean, 7th or 8th, and that whatchamacallit, that tire advantage is going to be decent for Lennon because the tires do fall off pretty hard here, so I can imagine tire advantage being pretty decent. But we got, what, 5.1 second gap between Beatnik and Night Owl. That's probably going to be a battle, as Reese Dainty has already caught almost a second on Maxwell.
But one thing I want to note from Reese Dainty, he's in medium ERS, Maxwell on hot lap right now. Going to be Reese on offense, Maxwell on defense, opposite of what it was with McLaren and Ferrari at Silverstone Reverse a few weeks ago. And with Reese Dainty right now, I'm looking at the ERS management. And what he needs to do is when he catches Maxwell, still have that battery to outplay Maxwell. He's got 10 laps to do so, but Maxwell had the better battery earlier when overtaking those cars. And remember, he got hindered a second by, what was it, Tadpole? Or which one was it?
It was Lennon.
Well, yeah, so regardless, he got hindered. And I think Fusion's on the overtake. There we go.
Yeah, I do believe Lennon's going to come in this lap, so this isn't going to really be an overtake, as, yeah, Lennon is coming in, so. Fusion's going to take back P3. Night Owl is 4 seconds behind, but on the way worse tire, as the top 3 are pretty much set in stone right now, unless something major happens.
I'm still amazed by that undercut, though, from Night Owl on Beatnik and Blonde. It's different tires.
He did go in 4 laps earlier, so it doesn't really, it kind of makes sense.
But it's just going to be the same type of race with Night Owl versus Beatnik compared to Maxwell and Race. Different tires. Hard defending is on hards. More worn hards. And then their mediums are behind Maxwell. A major lock up there into the corner before the castle. I'm not sure if that will change the complexion of things, but we do have a new fastest lap set in this race. And we do have a Visa battle going on. Both trying to figure out where their credit score lies.
Who has the better credit score?
Union gets a pit. He just got overtaken.
Union. Yeah, Union's the only one left that has not pit yet.
He's just banking on a safety car at this point, I've got to think. Reese trying to get redemption for Silverstone Reverse like I was talking about earlier.
Holy crap, Union. That could have been big. He had a huge slide going into the castle section.
Yeah, that's cost a major.
And he had Tadpole right behind him, as Tadpole's going to get by.
And just let Tadpole go. He realized, like, all right, enough of that. And Mentoki still has a chance at points.
And you know what? This is my stream, so I'm going to do something real quick as we have not really much going on right now. Happy birthday to my beautiful mom in heaven.
Hey.
Love you, miss you.
Nice.
Gonna go to the cemetery, visit her today as soon as this is done. And I'm gonna go to the bank because I gotta go get a new credit card.
Well,
which is just great. I love dealing with banks.
Union's battery is
oh,
on
we got
0.
one! Yay! Zakaria. Multiple warnings. I was waiting. I kept thinking about it, wondering when it was gonna happen.
I know. Union's battery's on 0 as he finally pits. And Blonde is in DRS with Beatnik. So we have a race on our hands, and Breeze has brought the gap down to 3.1. Still trying to look for that first Ferrari win in RPL. Hasn't had one.
Absolutely.
Could have had one.
Blonde has been like right behind Beatnik this entire race. Has not really let Beatnik get out of his sights.
Yeah, I mean the farthest he was back was what, just a few laps ago, 1.5. He's brought the gap down.
Yeah, brought the guy down to 7 seconds. Beatnik is currently 3.7, 3.6 behind Night Owl. That's going to be a race here in a second, but I don't think that Maxwell.
Oh,
I don't think they're going to catch Maxwell. We got. Oh, big.
And that is a safety car. That is a safety car.
Absolutely massive.
I was just about to say as well for Mentoki, who got screwed over by that drive-through on the start. She's eyeing up what could be P7, but she could get more now. And if you're Maxwell, do you pit? Maxwell is coming in. Maxwell is coming in.
Maxwell is in. He was so close to getting a penalty there. Reese is in. Fusion in. Night Owl in. Everyone's going to come in.
I think this race still might be decided in the stewards room. I'm not going to lie to you. Reese is on softs.
Reese on the softs. Maxwell on the mediums. Fusion going on to mediums. We're going to see Night Owl here coming in. Everyone's coming in. What is everyone going to go on? Reese, the only one on soft so far. Night Owl on the medium tire.
I think the stage of the race, if you're going to go softs, the only reason to do so is if you had a fresh set from qualifying and didn't use that one. Everyone just really not being careful on the white line coming in. A lot of drivers abusing that white line. I saw Maxwell be one of those drivers to do so. A few others behind that. Ooh, we almost have a pit lane collision with Timbet and Wavy. But I'll tell you right now, this race might get decided in the stewards room. Night Owl on ours.
It's very possible this race gets decided in the stewards room. The only person not going on mediums is Maestro and Night Owl. Night Owl on hards, which is a bit of an interesting call, but I kind of dig it. Maestro did not pit. Maestro the only person to not pit.
That's the only hope for his race as well, in my honest opinion.
Absolutely. Now, if you are a driver like Zakaria, who does have that 3 seconds, so that's going to be hindering him, but especially if you're Mintoki, who I think definitely has the pace to compete with these top guys, how do you even like start to try and get by lap traffic here?
Yeah, I don't even want to know how
you gotta get by Maestro, who's on 6 lap older tires than you. You gotta get by the slower cars, not maybe slower drivers, the slower cars of Lennon, Josh, Blonde. All you gotta get by, and then someone who has the pace like Tadpole, who's currently out of the points, but he's been in the points for most of the race. And if you're someone like, who was it that went in? Union? If you're someone like Union, how pissed off are you right now? You waited all that time to go in.
I wish that was a lap earlier.
Yeah, you're waiting all that time for a safety car, and you finally get one 5 seconds after you pit.
Yeah, and I'm surprised it actually triggered a safety car. I'm surprised it wasn't just a VSE. But it was a DNF, though. So there you go.
But
that's what
my prayer, sometimes God hears and answers prayers. I asked for a late safety car, and that's what we fucking got, and I am excited.
Well, Reese on softs interests me, Polish. I mean, did he do 3 qualifying runs? Did he go softer?
Reese only did 2, I believe.
There you go. He has a fresh set, so this works perfect for him. It's the only reason anyone in this grid should go softs right now. And Reese, these softs do wear quite a bit, but I gotta think it's game on. I really do.
It's game on, but we saw how fast those mediums... I don't know. We saw how fast those mediums died out. They died out in about 6 laps, 6, 7 laps. That's when Maxwell started to lose the draft to Reese. But, like, Reese, you gotta think those softs are gonna last even shorter, but like half shorter.
Only go 6 laps. I mean, 6 laps, in a relative manner, I feel like. So, I mean, this is just about perfect for Reese. I think the last lap is when you're going to see the mediums kind of take over. I mean, I actually went mediums on a late safety car yesterday in Tier 3 when most of the field went softs. But I went for mediums under the VSC that happened before the safety car. So that's why you got to be careful the right timing of all this happening.
What Reese wants to see is these 2 guys not catch up. If these 2 guys do not catch up to the back half of this field, we're probably going to get another lap of safety car, and I don't think they're going to catch up, Ryan.
But if we see a late call because of it, do not be surprised. I'm interested to see what Night Owl's plan here is with the hards. Why did he go hards? Did he not have a new pair of softs or mediums? Is that why? And Maestro, he stayed out. Is he going to hinder Mentoki here? He's got to find some way to help Tadpole out and get ahead. Maestro is a part of the Ferrari Academy, but he's on loan.
This could be a late
So,
call right here.
I think it could. He doesn't have to abide by any Red Bull Academy rules, used to be American Academy rules, but he doesn't have to abide by any of that. He's got to find a way to help Tadpole, and he might help Lennon and Josh, who are sitting comfortably in 7th and 8th. Blanc, by the way, he's running 6th. He could find a way back to the podium from all this mess. I don't see it coming in yet. No what's going on.
No, it's going to come in.
So
it's going to come in
lap.
next lap, and that is huge for Reese.
That is 5 laps of qualifying laps, basically, for Reese. And I think this definitely makes the offense on Maxwell a lot more easier for Reese, but it makes the defense for Maxwell a lot more harder. Zakari is back in, and I think that's what he needed too. He needed this in order to go softs. I think he's going to go softs. I would not be
surprised if he. Yeah, I think he's going to go on softs. Yes, he is.
Because this is when you would go for used softs, depending on what they're at. You know, if there was the safety car now, and that's when that safety car happened yesterday. It was 22, 21. So this is okay territory, I think, for those used softs.
There's so many different strategies going on right now. I mean, we saw how quickly those mediums died out. Night Owl might be thinking. I mean, Night Owl started on hards, so he had about 13 laps on those hards, and then he went to mediums. So he must have selected the harder compound to have a new set of hards. And you think, you know, those mediums lasted maybe about, I don't know, 6-7 laps before they started dying out. Maybe he thinks they're going to die out because people are going to be pushing harder?
I'm not sure, but I'm not surprised that this is the strategy Reese gone with, because you said it, Polish. Only 2 qualifying laps. This allows Reese to be one of the only people who could do that. None of the people who didn't qualify, like I'm looking at Union, who only got what, the 1 lap in? I'm surprised he didn't go soft as well.
Yeah, Union only got 1 lap in. So did I think King only did 2. Uvez only did 1, but he obviously DNF'd. I'm trying to think. So, as the safety car is going to come in this lap, so we've got Maxwell on mediums, Reese on softs, Fusion on mediums, Night Owl on hards. Zakaria has left the session. That's no good for him. He's not going to get back in before the safety car
Get him an
comes
invite
in.
back as quick as possible, but you said it, safety cars in this lap. We saw a few drivers kind of not understand that you can
Zakaria
wait
has a game
till about the
invite.
line yesterday.
We're going to see. Maxwell needs to get a good start on Reese, but Reese is a very smart driver. It's very hard to catch him out on safety car restarts.
So if you're going to catch Reese out then by this, you're going to wait to the line, basically. And you can do that even when the safety car's in.
And as well, Fusion needs to get a good jump on Reese so he can try and possibly make a move on Reese, and that would give Maxwell the gap that he needs.
Got it. Above 50 miles per hour with what? The pit lane speed is Maxwell. Thought about going and then didn't. Oh, he's waiting to the line, I think. Safety car's in the pits already.
Yeah.
He is waiting to the
We're going to see, and he goes. Moment. Oh, wait, no, he doesn't. Wait. He's thinking about it. There he goes. On the button, there he goes. Back underway, 22 of 26. Look at the Ferrari of Night Owl trying to get past Fusion.
And Toki's eyeing up a move on Tadpole to try to hang on. Lennon and Josh are racing it out. Wheel-to-wheel action there.
Lennon still sits P7. Or sorry, Josh sits P7 with Lennon P8. Maxwell 4/10 on Reese Dainty. Fusion does not get a move done on him by Night Owl.
Lennon the inside. A lot of pinching. Maestro getting a little tap from behind and then tapping the car in front, I think, just vaguely.
And if you're Mintoki, this is the last thing you want to see is these guys go at it. Because you don't want to lose that time to the front pack, as Reese has not gained as much as I thought he would on Maxwell, although it is down to 4/10 now. We're going to have to wait 1 more lap before DRS gets enabled, so we're going to have 4 laps of DRS. Or sorry, 3 laps of DRS, if you will. Wait, no, 4. 4.
Four, but they're not going to have it enabled until turn 3, really, with, you know, being able to use it.
Correct.
Everyone's jumping that curb there, and that does concern me with how much everyone's pushing. You're going to hit that wall to the right. So easy to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Maestro has lost DRS to Josh, so now Mintoki needs to get by Maestro
using all that battery
right now.
She's using all that battery. Maestro's backing it up, too. Make
Yeah.
sure to have a good exit there to the S section, I guess you could say.
Well, Maestro is also on the way older tires than everyone else.
Three
So
wide.
he's pushing. We got 3 wide action. Tadpole pushing, literally bump drafting Mintoki past Maestro. As Tadpole's going to try and get by. Ugh. Union got by Maestro as well.
Reese on the battery trying to get Maxwell before turn 3. Will we see it for the lead? Max defensive. Reese trying to play around in the braking zone. Maxwell hangs on. Reese has called him out. Left side without a
Still
battle.
got him. Side by side.
Maxwell pinched, and he stays ahead
Yeah, he
because of
pinched
it.
hard.
Good defense.
Reese is still
Now
going
Reese
for it.
Reese is going to try the up and under, and is it going to happen for Reese? Oh!
Contact!
Contact!
Oh!
Fusion
and
through.
goes Fusion. To P2. Fusion goes to P2.
Reese and Maxwell,
That was
both rivals back in Season 5 of RPL. Coming to blows, and Maxwell's got damage. He hit the castle section wall. Maxwell with damage. This is all going downhill for Maxwell.
Yep, Matt. You can see Maxwell has no end plate on that right wing, so that's going to be it for him. Shanghai got a 3-second penalty while that was all happening, and Reese has gapped Fusion at 8/10. Fusion is going to have DRS, but he does not have as much overtake as Reese does.
I don't know who they're going to blame with Reese and Maxwell, but I think when you look at the exit of the corner, Reese was ahead at the end of the apex, and that's where Reese tried to cut in front of Maxwell.
5% ERS. He actually did not get DRS. Fusion, no DRS on Reese.
This is the thing that's going to help Maxwell. Fusion, no DRS. Maxwell does. Maxwell still trying to fight for a podium now. Night Owl's got to be happy about that damage from Maxwell and thinking that he has a chance at this.
This podium is still within reach. We've got Fusion, Maxwell, Night Owl, Beatnik, Blonde, Lennon, Josh. Mintoki is about 1.8 seconds back, but she can get back up there. We got about 8 people all vying for 2 podium positions right now.
And remember, because that damage, cars in that train behind are going to have to check up earlier to avoid hitting each other. It allows Mintoki 1.9 back to gain.
Oh, into the wall. Maxwell again.
That second time, and here comes Night Owl. I was going to say, now more damage is going to cause this train to stack up, and it causes more of an accordion effect if they hit each other. Mintoki hasn't gained anything right there from these drivers breaking early in the braking zone. You'll start to see it now. 1.7, 1.6 soon here.
I'm surprised she's not gained more.
I'm
how much
too.
speed she showed in the first part of the race. Fusion is still right there with Reese. He's right there, 9/10. You gotta wonder, are those softs starting to die?
And if they
He
do,
was racing Maxwell hard.
yeah, if they do, Lero Fusion right now looking for career win number 2. Got it in the Stewards Room, Silverstone Reverse, Tier 3 champion. He's the go. I mean, Bach would be a great place to do it. We saw photo finish here with him and Alex Norris in the Tier 3 race.
He's going to have DRS here.
Yeah, but he's got no battery on the rest of the straight.
But neither does Reese. Neither does Reese either. So it's all going to be DRS right here. Fusion, there's the DRS. How fast does this McLaren go?
We're going to see a change for 3rd place. Polish Maxwell's got no battery left too. Night Owl coming quick.
Yeah, we are. Fusion just threw down the fastest lap of the race. Night Owl gets through on Maxwell. Night Owl to the podium position.
I've got to think with that damage from Maxwell, Blonde is going to get a top 5 here soon with the way this is going. But Reese loses it out of turn 2.
4/10 the gap between Fusion and Reese. Those softs starting to die ever so slightly for Reese. Can he hold on?
Something to keep an eye out on our bottom points finishers. Lennon P7, Josh P8, Mintoki down in P9, and Tadpole P10. Anything that happens with any pit lane infringements, anything with maybe Reese or Maxwell, keep that in mind. Can those guys gain a place as well? They're having fantastic races down there at the fringe of the points. And again,
yeah, we saw.
Fusion slide.
Fusion. Huge
That's what I was talking about, the rear locking Polish.
Yeah, that could be very costly.
But Fusion's got 67%. He's charged back up the battery. Reese at 52. Both of them in good situations compared to what they were before, but Reese is still using battery. So is Fusion. So really, it could also be a race of battery, but how do you play this with the DRS games? We saw Jack Miles. Oh, I heard a clunk of the wall. It might have been Reese, I think. But
I think that was Reese. Yeah, he really
Miles
jumped that freaking curb.
Jack Miles in this race in Tier 1, we saw the previous be a Tier 2 champion and now former Tier 1 champion. Play DRS teams with Cookie all the way down to the end of Sector 2 to decide this race. Fusion's gonna have DRS now, but do you want DRS now? Do you want to wait for it?
I think Fusion's
Do you
gonna
wanna
get it
go
here.
for it? We're gonna find out as we're gonna reach the final lap of the race, presented by Qatari Race. We're eyeing up a move
There he goes.
on the main straight.
Gets him with ease. With ease, too. We got moving the back. Maxwell just goes to P3. And look at Beatnik. Beatnik and Night Owl side by side.
Look at Beatnik. He's heard those words before, and he's going to hear it again because he has a chance to do so down into turn 3. Maxwell's got major damage, so he's going to be struggling too in this second sector.
Here we go. Does Reese.
But
Reese is on the battery right now trying to get by Fusion again. He's not going to be able to do it. He's going to have to stick behind him and hope.
Is trying to gain battery here, Polish. He's got 65. Fusion's only got 35. It's a race of gaining battery here on the final lap.
Absolutely, and Fusion's throwing it in none. Look at this battle in the back, and look who has caught it. Mintoki in the Mercedes has now finally caught this battle. But we are more focused on the battle for P1 right now.
Gonna get full battery right now. Reese is gonna get full battery for this main straight. He's up to 90. Fusion's at 68 right now. This is so close between our top two. We've seen many finishes come down to the wire. Tier 3 specifically here most recently, even a Tier 1 race and F2 race, and we're about to see it happen again in Tier 2. 87% for Reese, 76 for Fusion. Fusion right now is not dumping as much as he would want to because he's saving it all for the main straight. Reese is now back on hot lap, but saving some now.
Reese needs to get a good drive off here as he has a little bit of a slide. Is it going to be enough? He's 5/10 the gap. I think he's going to have enough. What does Fusion try and do here?
They're going to get below 20.
They're going to be side by side. DRS trying to be in that slipstream. Is Reese going to get it? Yes, he does. Reese Dainty, your winner here in Baku. Fusion by a 10th in second. Maxwell holds on for P3. Night Owl on the hard sits P4. Beatnik coming on P5.
Wow. Oh. Redemption for Reese.
28,000 a second for Timbed.
Redemption for Reese. Reese gets it done. Will it stay, though?
We're going to see.
Redemption for Reese.
That's not for us to worry about. For right now, Reese Dainty is our winner.
Finally gets that Ferrari win that he has been looking for.
Finally gets that Ferrari win, and he deserved it. He was the best driver all day for the most part. Reese Dainty, your winner. Fusion with the fastest lap. Driver of the day goes to Union for the game. Most overtakes for Union as well, with the cleanest driver going to Fusion. Take a look at the rest of your results here. Blonde brings home P6 for Alpine. Lennon for Haas, P7. Josh for Kick Sauber puts it P8. Mintoki was able to rebound after that drive-through for P9. And Tadpole, your final points finisher in the Haas. So double Haas points today. Union just missing out, even though he did start P17, gets all the way up to 10th, but just misses out on points.
Reese,
you see the rest of your finishers here.
Played
Zakaria
it so well with that battery at the last lap. He was in a worse spot originally. He originally had him outgained, and then Reese outgained him back 1/10 the deficit.
Zakaria, race to forget, ends up finishing a lap down in 16th. Red Bull in general. When was the last time we had no Red Bull finishers in Tier 2? No Red Bull points finishers in Tier 2.
And Bahrain.
It's been a fat minute.
Bahrain this season, but before that, I don't know. I mean, that's twice this season now they've had woes that shouldn't have happened. I don't know. What a wacky ending after a very quiet start in Baku. Wowie.
Oh, man.
Yowie wowie.
Yeah. That was insane, dude. I mean...
That was. We had no chaos, and then we all waited for the end.
Yep. And you know what?
Maxwell, though.
And you know what? I forgot his name. I appreciate that man who gave us that safety car.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was, but it was one V car, but I just remember that. Yeah. Wow. Great race, by the way.
We haven't talked about it, but who was your driver of the day, Ryan?
You know what? either Reese or Josh. I think Josh did a really good job in the summer to stay up there too. He didn't even qualify top 10, by the way, and still finished better than he
Yep.
qualified and put the slowest car up there for the second week in a row. You look at qualifying last week in Monza and you say, all right, the wet kind of equalizes everybody, and then you see Josh do that yet again for a second week in a row, and you got to say, this is not luck, this is simply skill, and it's quite amazing. So I want to give it to either Josh or Reese. I think if Reese doesn't keep the win, I'm definitely giving it to Josh, but I still can't decide between Josh or Reese. I'm not sure what happened with Reese and Maxwell, but Reese put a squeeze on Maxwell. Maxwell tried to keep his nose in there. We know what happened with the damage, and we'll have to see how this
For
stewards
me, it's.
determine. But for now, yeah,
For me, it's Reese, but
yeah, I think Reese is a fair choice.
I think it's hard to give it to anyone
Yeah,
besides Reese. I
yeah.
know we had a lot of
Only Josh I could
good
give it to if you
finishers.
want
We
Reese.
had Josh, Blonde. Blonde did qualify P4 and then stuck
Yeah.
in P6, all in Alpine.
The thing for Blonde is that he as soon as the pit stops came though, he didn't fall off, but he didn't shine the way he did in the first half. If you look at the way the first half of the race was, I would have given it to Blonde, but he didn't keep that same mojo. He was up there, but he just stayed quiet. Was that the tire wear? Was that the car? I don't know, but he still had a good race too, as you were saying. It sucks he can't race next season because I know there's a lot of academies who want him. Well, I shouldn't say he can't race next season. He doesn't know if he can, and there's a lot of academies who want him, and you can see why. Season
Yeah, he's a good
6
driver.
champion of the tier.
Yeah, he's a good driver. He really knows how to get it done, especially in crappy cars.
And I look at Wavy too, who barely finished off at the points. You know, yesterday in tier 3, he was in a good car and couldn't do much. But yesterday he did a lot more, or today he did a lot more in a worse car. And I mean, yeah, it gets overshadowed by performance, but hey, it was a good job from a lot of drivers too. Very clean race too, only just the one
Absolutely.
safety car, no VSCs.
Yeah, just the one safety car. Pretty clean for the most part. I don't really see much going on in the stewards room today, but we'll see. We'll see what
It's really,
comes up. But that's gonna be it for us, I think. Right, Ryan?
it's really just, if there's anything the stewards from Polish, the only thing I wanted to say about that is just going to be some of the top drivers, like the recent Maxwell thing, maybe some pit line infringements. That's really about it. Nothing
Yeah.
too
but
much at all.
That's gonna be it for us, I believe.
Race.
Tomorrow we've got Bahrain for Tier 1. Should be a good race. Bahrain always throws together some decent races for the most part.
And track 2.
Huh?
A lot of curbs are
What'd you
different. Rescan track 2, a lot of curbs are different.
Yep.
So
Yep.
something to keep an eye out on if you're
Yep.
tier 1
Very
driver.
true.
Makes the track
Very
limits a bit
true.
fishy this game with the rescan tracks. I'm not sure why, but sure we'll keep an eye on that.
Yep. Very true. But all right. Just like that, we are done here for today. Tomorrow we've got, as we said, Bahrain for Tier 1. Tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. British Standard Time, or whatever frickin' time zone you live in. I don't care. Whatever time that time is for you. Alrighty, we are going to be signing off today. Congratulations to our podium sinners and our winner, Reese Dainty, as well. And Polish Hammer, Ryan Searles, signing off.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Goodbye. Go fuck yourself.